Location: Luxe 88 Restaurant, New York City. Summer 2023. Andre Johnson was used to being looked down on. Living in a city like New York, where wealth, status, and class were everything, he had learned to navigate the harsh realities of social expectations. As a valet at Luxe 88, an upscale restaurant known for its extravagant clientele, Andre had seen it all. Celebrities, millionaires, and powerful CEOs frequented the restaurant, arriving in high-end cars draped in designer clothing and surrounded by personal assistants. He had become just another fixture in the restaurant, doing his job with quiet professionalism. But that didn't mean he was treated like a person. On any given day, Andre would open car doors for guests with smiles plastered on their faces as they stepped out of their luxury cars, their noses high in the air. It wasn't just the wealthy guests who looked down on him. Some of the staff treated him like an invisible servant, and the managers rarely took the time to acknowledge his hard work. Andre, however, kept his head down. He had learned that in a city like this, you had to keep a low profile. There was no room for ambition in a world that only saw your social standing. But all of that was about to change. The incident 1. Fateful Friday evening, the restaurant was packed. A group of wealthy, well-dressed patrons were seated near the front window, laughing and talking loudly about their latest vacation in the Hamptons. As they finished their meals and prepared to leave, the head of the group, a man named Brad, who was in his early 40s, decided to have a little fun at Andre's expense. "Hey, valet!" Brad shouted, his voice dripping with condescension. "I'll need you to park my Ferrari out front. I wouldn't want to risk my precious car being scratched by your poor hands." His friends erupted into laughter. Andre's heart sank. He had heard these kinds of jabs before, but something about Brad's tone, his smug expression, made it feel different. It was as if Brad thought Andre was nothing more than a tool for his amusement, a plaything for his own sense of superiority. Andre didn't respond. He simply nodded, his face neutral as he walked toward the sleek Ferrari parked just outside. But inside, he was seething. It wasn't the first time he had been humiliated, but it might be the last. The transformation. As the weeks went by, Andre's frustration grew. He had put up with enough, but now something was stirring inside him, a fire he hadn't felt before. He knew he wasn't meant to be just the valet, the invisible worker in the background. He was capable of more. He had dreams, ambition, and skills that no one ever saw. Andre had spent his evenings after work studying business strategies, learning about investments, and researching ways to build his own fortune. He knew that he needed to change his circumstances, and he was determined to do it. Then, one evening, an unexpected opportunity knocked. It all started when a mysterious email appeared in his inbox. It was an invitation to a private, high-profile gala hosted by a renowned business magnate. The email was vague, but the opportunity seemed too good to ignore. It was exactly the kind of event where the city's most powerful people gathered to network, socialize, and showcase their wealth. The catch? Invitations were incredibly exclusive. Andre couldn't believe his eyes. Was this a mistake? Why was he, a simple valet, invited? Without hesitation, he RSV'd. There was no turning back now. The night of the gala. The night of the gala arrived, and Andre had transformed himself. Gone were the dusty valet uniforms and the demeanor of a quiet worker. Instead, Andre stepped into the event wearing an immaculate black tuxedo, a custom-made suit that hugged his frame perfectly. His shoes gleamed, his tie was crisp, and his hair was freshly styled. He had invested the last of his savings into his appearance, and he was ready to make an entrance. The gala was held in one of the most luxurious penthouses in the city, with stunning views of the skyline. As Andre walked into the room, a wave of shock washed over the crowd. The wealthy attendees, who had never seen him as anything more than a valet, paused mid-conversation to look at the young man entering the room. Who was this well-dressed, confident stranger among them? And what was he doing here? At first, Andre was met with a few curious stares, but then, as if on cue, Brad and his friends spotted him. Andre's pulse quickened, and he could feel their eyes zeroing in on him. "Wait a minute," Brad said, his voice a little too loud. "I know you. You're the valet from Luxe 88, right?" Andre met Brad's gaze with a calm, unwavering look. "Yes, that's me," he replied. His voice was steady, yet there was something about his presence that made Brad pause. For the first time, Brad looked a little uncomfortable. The revelation. As the night went on, Andre moved through the crowd, introducing himself to some of the most influential people in the room. The event was filled with entrepreneurs, celebrities, and executives, people who had the kind of wealth Andre had always admired from a distance. But now, he was one of them. Later in the evening, Andre was approached by a well-known tech mogul, a man whose company was worth billions. He had seen Andre talking to others and was impressed by his confidence and knowledge. "You're not just here to make small talk, are you?" the mogul asked, raising an eyebrow. "No," Andre said with a smile. "I'm here to make deals." The mogul's face lit up. "Well, I'm listening." What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. By the end of the night, Andre had secured several meetings with powerful business owners, including an opportunity to collaborate with a major tech company. He also impressed several investors with his sharp business insights, which led to an investment offer for a startup idea he had been nurturing for years. As the evening wound down, Andre took one last look at Brad and his friends. They were now standing together, their mouths agape as they realized who Andre had become: a successful, well-connected entrepreneur. Brad took a hesitant step forward, clearing his throat. "Hey, I just wanted to apologize," he said, his voice almost apologetic. "I didn't realize who you were. I was out of line the other night." Andre didn't miss a beat. "It's all right," he said. "It's a good reminder that you never know who you're mocking until they're standing in front of you." A new beginning. The next day, Andre woke up to dozens of messages congratulating him on his success. He had gone from being mocked by the wealthy patrons at Luxe 88 to being one of them. But more than that, he had taken control of his life in a way he never thought possible. He wasn't just the valet anymore. He was now an entrepreneur, someone who was building a future on his own terms. As Andre continued to climb the ladder of success, he never forgot that night. He remembered how he was once dismissed, humiliated, and underestimated by those who thought they had power. Now, he had the power to change his life and others for the better. Want more incredible stories of transformation and success? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for the next inspiring journey.